welcome to your October reading. The very first card that you got is from the High Priestess. Dana is here to say, yes, this is you. This is you in October. Very, very powerful, divine. You have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teachings. And so it could be spiritual teachings, it could be spiritual sharing what you know, it could be healing, spiritual healings. It's Dana, very, 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 very powerful High Priestess. So she's coming in first, and she wants to go first in that upper right hand corner as a sort of foundation to everything. Your High Priestess, and sort of embody that role this month in October. The next card that you got is hello and goodbye to the old. So they're asking you to sort of let go of anything as far as, it feels like in your life right now. This reading kind of covers work, it covers relationship, and it covers a sort of your sort of purpose and spiritual growth. It sort of covers everything. And so again, sort of why she's wanting to go first. It's just like foundational sort of to everything. Relationships, career, purpose, life. Everything, and you'll soon see that this change will make things better. So whatever changes you might be going through, things are going to get better. What they wanted to point out with this card is all of the social. It's very, 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 very social. They're having a great time, and they're all sort of looking up to, the ones on the horse. Feels like you guys. Like they're all sort of looking up to the one on the horse. Having a good time, very social, very sharing, sort of sharing your wisdom, sharing your knowledge, healing, very interactive, very, there's a lot going on in this card. There's a lot going on. It just feels perfect for Sagittarius. The next card that you got is to decide. So given that the last reading, the last kind of two readings were about just sort of these divine ancient healing powers awakening in you, and then in September it was about, okay, then what would you like to do? And so here they come in October going, okay, let's decide. Decide what you want to do. Decide how you want to share your wisdom. How do you want to do your healings? How do you want to use these new powers that are awakening within you? How do you want to use them? And it says it's time. It's time to clearly make a decision about what you want. What would make you happy is what they're saying. What would make you happy given these sort of new powers that you might be experiencing? How do you want to use them? And what they want to say about this, what the unicorns want to say is, it can be sometimes hard to decide. It's wide open. You might be a teacher type. Sagittarius are very, very outgoing, outspoken, and so this really feels like it fits you guys' energy, just that fire energy, the action takers, right? And so they're saying, okay, let's decide what you want to do. What they were suggesting is, if you're not sure, one thing you can do if you're still kind of not quite sure. Some of you in the comments indicated that you've started something, or you thought about it and then you got confirmation in September, so now you're good to go in terms of what you're going to do, and maybe how you're going to do things. They're asking you, in order to help you decide, if you're still not quite sure, take some quiet time. Take some quiet time to go within and listen and ask Spirit, connect with Spirit. You are the High Priestess. So connect with Dana, or connect with Spirit to go, okay, what could I do? And they're also saying to move your body. Exercise. Moving your body moves energy. It just moves the energy. So if you're not sure, there might be a bit of some sort of stuck energy, you're not sure, so you go within. One thing you can do is go within and do some sort of meditations, communications, interactions with Spirit. And another one is movement. running, jogging, cycling, hiking, any kind of activity like that gets your blood flowing, it gets things moving, and then you can get ideas. It happens. It's very, very common to get ideas when you're exercising. So they're saying meditation and exercise will help you to decide. And once you think you may know what you might like to do, they're saying go ahead and take steps. Like, go ahead and take that first step, even if you're not sure. So you could get it down to maybe, by process of elimination, get it down to maybe 3 things that you might like to do. And do something towards each one, or pick one and do something. Take one step and see how it goes. See how it feels to you. See if it flows for you. If it doesn't go, it's like, oh, okay, no, I thought that might be great, but it's not so great, then what's the next one? And try something and take a step. So what they're saying, take a step and see how that feels to you. Wanting to, what makes you happy. Sharing. So this is part of what they're saying, decide and share. Take a step. Take any step in any direction that feels like it might work for you. Take a step, see how it feels. And then they're saying practice, 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 practice. Because you're just getting started. That card didn't come up, but I kept hearing it. They kept saying that over and over. You're just getting started. So practice is what makes perfect. Practice. Practice your skills. Practice what you're wanting to do with these skills. Practice. And that will help. Once you take a step, start sharing your gifts, start sharing your healing on whatever venue you would like to do. Then, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Let's see, we got to rise up. Rise up. So here again, it's kind of decide and share. Do something. Rise up. Transcend what was in the past. Transcend, rise up, let go of what was in the past, and take steps towards what you're wanting, towards the future. Transcendence, rising up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given to you. Dance with the universe. Take steps. Okay, so they're saying to decide and to actually go ahead and take some kind of step. You're being guided to do that. So now she wants to come back to say, okay, when you go in, you're going to get some guidance about, maybe a step that you could take. Even if you feel like you know which path you want to go on, they're saying, you're being guided. You're being guided too. You're given steps. So you want to hear them. And then take action on them. Rise up and take action on them. You also got to take charge from Moses. Moses is with you, saying take charge of the situation, go for it. And you got Maitreya talking about the power of joy. These two are coming up right under this one. The power of joy, take charge, right? Create. Sagittarius, go. Decide and do something, go to take some steps and go forward. And it's feel into feeling this. What would inspire these feelings? This can help you decide. So he wants to come back. This honor what gives you joy. And if you're not sure, take a step and feel into it. Does this feel amazing? You might not know right away. You might not know until you take the step. They're showing me a bit of a person kind of walking where there's no ground in front of him. But as soon as he takes a step, the ground comes up to meet his foot. And now he's on something. And he takes the next step with nothing in front of him. The ground comes up to meet his foot. Step by step by step by step. Practice, practice, practice. Trusting that Spirit is guiding you and giving you the steps to take as you go along. And you also got Vishnu saying to trust it. Trust the guidance that you get. Trust the guidance that you get. And then it sort of goes into a bit of relationship situation, is what they're saying. A bit of relationship situation. We get the twin flame. The twin flame card is coming in. And also Bridget saying, don't back down from what you know is right. And the Spirit is wanting to add what's right for you. Don't back down from what you know is right for you. So your twin flame is with you. If they're with you if they're not with you in person, they're with you in spirit, encouraging you to not back down. Follow your heart. Follow your joy. Don't back down. What you know is right for you, is what they're saying. It's not necessarily combative. At the same time, regarding relationships, your twin flame is saying relationships are supposed to be joyful. Sometimes there's challenges, but when you're with when you're with the right person, you can work things out. Relationships are meant to be joyful. So don't back down from what you're wanting for yourself. What's the word? A really good partner in relationship would support this. So if you're not having that, if you don't have that in the relationship that you have now, stand your ground. Stand your ground with this. If you don't have that in a relationship now, it looks like they're saying that potentially someone's coming. So he wants to come back to say, you're being, steps are being given also towards a better kind of joyful relationship. So don't back down. Don't give in to a relationship that's not working, is what they're saying. Don't back down from what you know is right for yourself. And then you also got Melchizedek, talking about higher learning. And he is wanting to come up with regard to both of these things, so career and relationship, and sort of spiritual growth, kind of transcending and spiritual growth. And as your frequencies have gone up through the summer months, right? Through the summer months, going up to this kind of level, Melchizedek is saying that some of these experiences, well, especially this one, he's saying this one, if you're in a relationship that's not going so well, don't back down. And he is also saying that there's a purpose to the relationships that aren't going so well. You learn. You learn in every situation. So that relationship, maybe that you're in it, maybe that you just left it, maybe you're considering leaving it because it's just not bringing you this. He's saying all of it, sort of has a purpose. All of it is learning, maybe how not to be, or the kind of relationship that you don't want, or by contrast, what would bring you this. So he's asking you to go within. More study is required. More study is being called for, asked for. He is very, very powerful. And so he's talking about study, but it feels like he's sort of tapping into the wisdom that wants to come up, and also the wisdom that wants to come in. She wants to come back to. Three extremely, very, very powerful beings right here for you guys, offering remembrance and confirmation, offering you guidance, and offering you insight in terms of your spiritual education, your spiritual knowledge as it comes up and out. And he's also saying to go within, to hear some of the information that comes, and that relationships are meant to be like this. They're meant to be like this. They're meant to feel like this. So he's saying, it would have been a learning experience, and he's also saying then again, as you learn, what would you like next? So he's coming up right underneath this one as well. He's saying, as you've learned, you've been through a lot. You've had a lot of experiences. is what he's saying. You've had a lot of experiences. So what do you want for your life now? Hello, you know, goodbye to the old, hello to the new that's coming. What do you want for your life now that will bring this? In relationships, in work, in sharing your wisdom, sharing your gifts, your healing gifts. What would you like? What would you like to do? So, that is it for October, for the first half. What I have done is this is the first half of October using 5 decks. Now there's another set of decks that want to go and finish up over at Vimeo, so the link will be down below. So that's where we're going to stop for now here. And if you'd like more insights from Mama Gaia, from the Ascended Masters, from Saints and Angels, it's an expanded reading on what the higher guide that these guides have said so far, and then it's going to expand on that over at Vimeo. So the link will be down in the description. I hope you guys have a great October. Till next time, take really good care of yourselves. I love you guys.